In the early 2000s, if you owned a BlackBerry, you were either a high-powered executive, a government official, or someone you wanted the world to think you were one. They were the status symbol. Nicknamed the Crackberry for its addictive qualities, BlackBerry once dominated the global smartphone market. But today, BlackBerry is essentially a footnote in tech history. So what happened? How did a company that once controlled over 40% of the US smartphone market lose it all? Let's take a trip back. It all started in 1984 when two Canadian engineers, Mike Lazaridis and Douglas Fragan, founded a company called Research in Motion, or RIM, in Waterloo, Ontario. RIM initially focused on pagers and wireless communication technology, but the real breakthrough came in 1999 when they founded the first BlackBerry device, essentially a two-way pager with email functionality. What made BlackBerry revolutionary wasn't just mobile email, it was secure mobile email. Thanks to its proprietary servers and tight encryption, BlackBerry became the go-to device for Wall Street, the White House, and almost every major corporation on the planet. Even President Obama famously refused to give up his BlackBerry when he took office in 2009. By the mid-2000s, BlackBerry wasn't just a business tool, it was a cultural icon. But even at the height of its success, cracks were starting to show. BlackBerry had built its empire around a few core assumptions: that physical keyboards were superior to touchscreens, that enterprise users would always value security over design, and that consumers didn't need apps, they just needed email and messaging. Then, in 2007, Apple dropped a bomb.
iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device.
The iPhone changed everything. At first, BlackBerry's leadership didn't take it seriously. Co-CEO Jim Bottersley famously dismissed it, saying, "Try typing a web key on a touchscreen, you'll suffer." But users didn't care. They loved the full screen experience, the browser, the music player, and eventually the App Store. In 2008, Google joined the game with Android. The smartphone war was on. Despite rising competition, BlackBerry still held strong market share for a while. But the company struggled to adapt. They doubled down on physical keyboards and resisted making major design changes. Their software was clunky and the BlackBerry app world was no match for Apple's App Store or Google Play. In 2010, BlackBerry was still a major player, but things were going downhill fast. That same year, they released the BlackBerry Torch, a touchscreen keyboard hybrid that was widely considered a flop. Their tablet, the Playbook, came out in 2011 and failed spectacularly. It didn't even have native email support on a BlackBerry device. Internally, leadership was chaotic. RIM had two CEOs sharing power, often disagreeing on the company's direction. Innovation slowed and morale sank. Meanwhile, iOS and Android continued to improve rapidly. Developers stopped making apps for BlackBerry and users followed. By 2013, BlackBerry's market share had fallen below 3%. BlackBerry tried to fight back. They released the Z10 in 2013, a full touchscreen phone running the new BlackBerry 10 operating system. It was a last-ditch effort to stay relevant. It failed. The launch was rushed, the ecosystem was barren, and the marketing was weak. The stock plunged 25% after the Z10's disappointing performance. That same year, the company announced a massive $1 billion loss. Eventually, BlackBerry stopped making its own phones altogether. In 2016, they licensed their brand to other manufacturers, including TCL. These phones, like the BlackBerry Key 1, had some nostalgic appeal, but little commercial success. by 2020, even those stopped being produced. So, was that the end of BlackBerry? Not quite. The company saw the writing on the wall and pivoted hard. Instead of trying to win the smartphone war, BlackBerry reinvented itself as a software and cybersecurity firm. Today, BlackBerry focuses on enterprise security, IoT and automotive software. Their QNX platform, which powers everything from car infotainment systems to industrial equipment, is used by companies like Ford, BMW and Cisco. So while the brand may no longer live in your pocket, it still plays a vital role behind the scenes. The story of BlackBerry is a classic case study in disruption. A company that led the mobile revolution failed to anticipate the next one. They got too comfortable, too focused on what worked in the past, and too slow to adapt to a future they didn't see coming. But to their credit, BlackBerry survived. Not as the icon they once were, but as a leaner, humbler company with a different mission. And in a world littered with fallen tech giants, that is no small feat. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more tech history deep dives. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.